Alright, how's it going YouTube? Buzzed Games here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to install your motherboard directly into your computer case, which is what's right here. This is my wonderful THOR V2 gaming case. This is a full-sized case, and so the first thing that you need to do when planning this step is to make sure that you have the right size case for the right motherboard size. Now this is an ASRock Z77 Extreme4, and this motherboard is it's just considered an ATX. Motherboards vary in size, so you guys know there's really small ones, there's like minis, I think there's like something called like a slim ATX, there's a regular ATX, there's like a large or a full ATX, I think it's called, and then there's like an extended. So I could be wrong with like the actual like verbiage, but there's like 4 or 5 different like sizes of motherboards. So just make sure that your case can hold it, and this case can. So let's get down to the actual installation, shall we? When you have your motherboard all set up, I highly recommend that you do what I did and install your RAM and your CPU first. And the only reason why I suggest that is because once this stuff is inside the case, most of the rest of the installation is going to be with the case standing upright. So having an upright case and trying to like force RAM slots in, or trying to put your heatsink on, that's just going to be very difficult. So it's a lot easier when you have a lot more room outside the case to do a couple of the pieces first, which is what I did. Alright, so let's get down to it. Make sure that you get all of your material you're going to need out, which I already did. This I won't be using. This is the I believe this is the SLI or Crossfire cable if I want to run 2 video cards in it's like dual, basically it's kind of like dual mode with RAM. I think that's what it is. Otherwise this is just another cable, or this could be the SLI Crossfire, I don't know. Here is the back plate, which you're going to want to have ready. I cut the bag so that I won't have trouble getting it out one-handed. So there'll be that. You have your right size case. And then over here I laid out for you guys so you can see. You're going to want to go into your case, and inside your case it's going to come with a little box of hardware just like this one. It's going to look differently, but as you can see on this particular little box of hardware, they actually tell you on the outside what you have to use. So it's pretty nifty, and I laid some of the stuff out so you can see it. Got 14 of these thumb screws, or bumpers. I mean, you screw them with your thumb, and they're a bumper. They're what your motherboard's going to set on. Okay. I've got 14 of these screws that will fit into the bumper, which for motherboard installation purposes are really all that we're going to be using in this video. Here's of course your manual. Always consult the manual whenever you have a question. Either consult your manual, or there should be a CD that came with it. You can consult the software inside your CD. Alright, so moving on, now we're going to let's start the process. First thing you're going to want to do is take off the front door to your case. A lot of them come with these little thumb screws, so you just twist them off. Pretty simple. Put them to the side, make sure you don't lose those thumb screws. Those are incredibly important. And then it should just come right off, just like that. Okay. So there it is. This is the actual innards of the case. And so yeah, what I usually do when I first put like a motherboard in, I kind of just get the things that are going to be in the way out, like this little cable running from my 230mm fan up there. I'll just take this and just tuck it in the corner like that so that it's completely out of the way, because this motherboard is gonna basically go all the way up to this corner, probably over to here, down to here, and down to like this the screw and down to there. I'm guessing. I believe that's what's going to fit. But yeah, isn't this a wonderful case? Got little grommets. Stick all my my cables through and have a beautifully laid out case. Okay, so once you remove that, the next thing to do would be to consult your case manual, which here's the case manual. And I don't know if you can see this diagram right here, but it says basically it's telling you for whichever size there is. These are the actual motherboard sizes. So you got the Flex, the ATX, the Micro, and the Full. Okay. Since we have the ATX, our holes are going to be 1, 3, oh, okay. There's going to be a lot of random holes. 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So then basically, all you're going to be doing is, set this down. I don't know if you can see it in here, but each of these holes for your thumb screws has a number correlating there. So there's an 11, there's an 8, there's a 7, there's a 6. So for this next process, I am just going to be setting the camera down over here and probably, you know, speeding up the film and sticking in all however many thumb screws that was, or bumpers. Okay, so hang tight, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I've stuck in all of my little bumpers into the correlating numbers. Very simple. And that part is done. Those little bumpers are going to be what my motherboard sets on and what I screw into through the motherboard to keep it stable and secure. The next step is going to be to take your shield. I think it's called a little I/O shield. Take it out of the plastic case, and then what you're going to want to do is basically you stick it in this empty slot in the back here, and it should, if you can kind of see it, I won't do it all the way from this side, I'll do it halfway. Okay, it just pops into place like that. Here, let me show you from the inside. All it is just laying in there. You don't need any tools. You just use your fingers. You set it in there, and then you just press firmly. And look at that. I'm just with my left hand. I'm right-handed. It's just easily, automatically pops into place by itself almost. You just have to set it in there correctly. And now your shield is in there and installed correctly. All right. I like that. That was nice and easy, huh? Make sure your case is still good, the cables are out of the way. And then the next step is going to be to grab your motherboard. Make sure you ground your hands again. When you're next to your case like this, you can just reach over and touch the metal. Ground yourself, which means get all the static charge off of you. And then when you're grounded, you can go ahead and handle your motherboard. And you're going to want to look at where all these back ports and connections are going to be, because this is what's going to line up to the shield we just put on. So obviously I'm going to be picking up this board and just rotating it just like this, bringing it over and setting it right there. That is the next step. Okay, so I'm going to set you guys down again. so as you can see, I just very lightly have set this in. It's not even centered right now, but this is going to be centered. I'm just showing you guys the next step in the process. Okay, so hang tight, and I'll be back as I actually place it in there. Okay, so there we have it. Got all the thumb screws, the bumpers, they're all in there perfectly, and I just now set the motherboard in. And as you can see, all these little holes right here, you can kind of see the little bit of gold where it's the little bumper sticking up, see? And with this particular motherboard, there are all your holes. Now, with this case, there was one hole that didn't line up with anything, and that was just this corner piece. I don't believe that's even for bumpers and installation, because all the rest of the holes have these little metallic brackets, as opposed to this one which didn't. I'm not sure what the hole was for, but there you go. So the last and final stage, once you've set it down, is to make sure you line it up. Let me show you from the outside. You line it up with all of these slots so that everything looks good, and then you very carefully give it a nice little push. Give it a nice little push like that, and there you go. Look at that. It's all sticking out and it's looking good like it should. Okay, so there is the next part of the installation. Now, after you've completed that, the last step is to grab the screws which correlate to the bumpers, and you're going to go ahead and stick each of these screws into the relating holes where your bumper is visible from underneath. And so just remember how many bumpers you used, and then grab that many screws, and one by one go in and screw these screws in. Now when you screw them in, just so that you don't mess up, screw them in. Don't screw them in as tight as you possibly can at first. Just screw them in until you barely feel pressure, and then go through all of them, put them in like that so you barely feel pressure. Then kind of jostle this around a little bit just to make sure everything is nice and snug, and then go back and just give them a nice little tight twist. You don't want to over screw things. I mean, if you screw too hard, you could potentially crack your board. So just as long as it's firm, there's so many screws that it's not like your board's gonna fall, you know. So once again, I'll set you guys up, and I will speed up time so you don't have to stand there and watch me screw for 15 minutes. Alright guys, so there you have it. I thought I would just show you one screw, which is the final screw. I'm going to be sticking in, and it's going to be going right there. I would suggest, highly recommend that you, when you do this, use a magnetic screwdriver like mine, because trying to get these little tiny screws into these little tiny holes with all of this sensitive computer equipment around you can be really hard, especially that one right there. See if I point to it. That screw right there. That's really hard to reach when you have this humongous heatsink in the way. Alright, well there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you install your motherboard into your case. Now that it's hooked up like that, I can lift up my case and check it out. Motherboard does not go anywhere. Case is upright right now. Alright. Well, thank you guys very much for watching my video. I hope this helped and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out any other instructional videos, please go to my channel. Excuse me. Yeah, check out my channel. If you want to see any more instructional videos, I've got tons of stuff on every single part. I've also got lots of unboxing videos of all these parts when they came in the mail, as well as gaming commentary and things of that nature if you are into that. Thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of your day.